All right, so today apparently is my birthday because Christopher Nolan dropped his trailer for the Odyssey. So we're gonna look it up and watch it. I have not yet seen it. Um, so trailer for the Odyssey 2026. Look at people are already looking it up. Let's see. Why does it say I've already watched it? I have not watched it. That was 4 months ago. Universal Pictures Odyssey official trailer. All right. All right. Let's see this thing.
Tell me what you remember.
A wife?
Anne Hathaway, let's go.
A son?
Okay.
We won the war. Help me go home.
This is a household waiting for master.
Okay.
I want you to choose me.
Ithaca's king is coming back.
No, he's not.
He is on an adventure. Look at this guy.
He came back here and find all these suitors in his house.
You're pining for a daddy you didn't even know, like some sniveling bastard.
He just said daddy.
Looking after
Really.
your wife and son.
Do you see?
My dad is coming home.
Bringing vengeance.
Bringing it all.
I need everyone at this party dead.
I can still save them.
You're a man who needs to control his fate. But you cannot control this.
That world is gone.
No one could stand between me and home. Not even the gods. I think it's asleep.
Nice, 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 nice. Okay. Okay, a lot going on here.
Your wife and son.
Let's just skim through. My goodness. It truly does look epic, not gonna lie. All of these scenes on the boat, like I'm just thinking of the behind the scenes that we've already seen. I'm saying seen a lot apparently. But basically they shot like a lot of these actually on a boat at sea and sea scenes on the sea. Anyways, so that just seeing that kind of in action is like, man. Now I know, like obviously it's gonna be the calm water scenes. It's not gonna be like these scenes over here where it's like out in a whirlpool or whatever. That's probably not gonna be shot in camera. But I do know, like, man, thinking of Christopher Nolan and the way that he loves to shoot things in camera. I'm seeing a lot of things that I'm like, how did they shoot these things? Like that tower falling down. Like, how did they shoot this? Honestly, that looks really weird. What is going on here? The way that's falling? Like, why does that look weird? Wait a second. The way that it's falling, I've seen something like that before. It looks practical in a way, but like it's made out of cardboard. Like, see the way that is that stone? Why is that stone folding like that? It feels weird. It feels like it's falling too fast. But also it is reacting like you would expect a practical set to react, but it doesn't look like stone. It looks like it's made out of plywood or something. So anyways, the point I'm trying to make is like, you know, there's a lot of stuff in here that you just can't you can't get in practical. So I'm wondering how they do that. And then kind of a follow-up question that I've had ever since everyone's like, "Oh, it's all shot in IMAX." I know that you can take IMAX and scan it and edit it digitally that way. But how do you add CGI characters to IMAX without degrading the quality of the IMAX, you know? Just like this kind of stuff. Is that, I mean, that could have been, you know, they could have just really big guys in some suits, some suits of armor. Maybe, you know, get Wemby out there, although Wemby's a little thin for this. Those guys are pretty big. But then again, actors are relatively short. Yeah, interesting. Very, very interesting. It absolutely looks epic. And I'm really wondering like how it's gonna go. The first thing I heard about this trailer was that he calls Odysseus dad, which is like, everyone's like, why? Why would you even do that? And then, what did he say? You're pining for a daddy or something? Like, what? Why are you saying this? So I don't know. And then he's like, let's go. You know, it's like, what kind of language are we using in this? This is very, I don't know about this. I don't know. It's interesting. I know probably, well, I don't know. I'm guessing that Christopher Nolan is trying to do something kind of original here. And like with all of his stuff, he doesn't necessarily shoot for like absolute realism. He likes realism. He likes shooting in camera, but he also likes telling an epic story. So, you know, like things with in Interstellar with the black hole, like he did the math, or like had a scientist do the math to try and figure out what it would actually look like, and he tried to base it off of real math. And I know that one he was kind of trying to go for a little bit more hard science fiction, but even still, in the end, he ends up, well, okay, spoilers, but in the end, he ends up in a tesseract, and it's like, okay, well, that's probably not real. There's probably like there's theories or scientific theories about that, but like he likes to get pretty epic with it. So I'm just wondering how, you know, how he's gonna do that in this movie in particular. And I mean, I think we saw some of the things. And I guess the other thing is the story, and I will admit that I don't know the story very well. I know some of the story, but the story itself, I think, lends to a really epic and imaginative retelling, especially on a big screen. And I'm sure that Homer would be like, this is cool. This is really cool, even if it probably isn't a super accurate retelling of the original story, and probably accomplishes very different goals. Like the stories of the heroes in Greek mythology, I think, were theological in a sense, and so this is probably, you know, the goals are slightly different. A theological story versus entertaining story, and I don't know that for sure. Again, I don't know the stories that well, but yeah, interesting. Here's a shot of the Trojan horse, which is imagined as a very realistic looking horse in a, what is this? It's doing a wheelie. What's it called? It's like on its back legs, and people are dropping out of it. I mean, the Trojan horse is just such a popular icon. Like people know the Trojan horse story from a very early age and have for thousands and thousands of years, which is really interesting. So it's like, getting to retell that story is kind of interesting for Nolan. Again, just kind of skimming through, taking a look. I saw a meme that said something like, you're going to get an epic story when it's a story about Matt Damon trying to get home, because of The Martian and Interstellar and like some of these other, there were a couple of other ones that I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's like, it's so true. You're like, yeah, when Matt Damon's trying to get home, you're about to watch an epic story unfold. Yeah, Tom Holland. Hey, buddy. How's it going? He's an interesting one. And yeah, Robert Pattinson. That's great. A lot of stars. There's a lot of stars in this movie. Is he really that much taller than him? That's interesting. He's like quite a bit taller. That's an interesting shot. Even though he played the Batman, I think he does make a pretty interesting villain. And I think aren't we seeing him come back in Dune 3? That's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to that. So anyways, looks good. I'm excited to see it. This trailer doesn't like initially give me any reason to feel like I'm not going to go watch it. Or that it's not going to be a good time. I mean, that's the thing with Nolan. He always gives a good time. He's just that kind of guy. And he makes his movies for the big screen. And I wish that, man, the tickets near me, which are like 3 hours away to go see it in 70mm IMAX, sold out like instantly. So I wish I got tickets for it, but I think I'm just going to have to do the second best and go see it just in regular old digital IMAX in my local theater. But I'm excited to go see it. I think this trailer does a fairly good job, and it looks relatively interesting. So there you go. That's the video.